think there's just something about a Cinderella retelling, am I right? Whether it's the grand ball or the hidden identity, or maybe it's that romance that breaks all the rules, these stories just never get old. And let me tell you, historical romance is the perfect place to take those fairy tale vibes and turn them into pure magic. But now imagine if the hero is the one that plays Cinderella, or if the prince isn't so charming. Or what about if the girl in the glass slippers would rather burn them than wait to be rescued? Well, today we are diving into some of the best historical romance Cinderella retellings where happily ever after doesn't come easy, but when it does, it's worth every second. If that sounds like something that you want to read, stay tuned because I've got 5 books that you need to add to your TBR right now. Welcome to Reading Under the Covers, a romance novel podcast where we chat, fangirl, and maybe even swoon over our latest reads. I'm Francesca from Under the Covers Book Blog, and today we are stepping into our glass slippers and talking Cinderella retellings in historical romance. Now, if you are doing Romanceopoly 2025 with us, which is our year-long reading challenge, then these books are perfect for the Crystal Lake prompt, which is all about fairy tale retellings. It's also about cozy fantasy, so it's your choice which one you want to do. But if you wanted to look at a fairy tale retelling, then these books are going to fit perfectly into that prompt. And if this is the first time you're hearing about Romanceopoly, it is a year-long reading challenge with tons of fun prompts. There's a cute little map that you move your way through, and we even have special holidays and even readathon events. So I'm going to leave a link to where you can find out more information about the reading challenge, and you can join us anytime. It's lots of fun, and it's a great way for you to expand your reading horizons and read something that's a little bit different that you may not have tried before, but hopefully it helps you discover a new favorite. Now, if you want even more Cinderella-inspired romance that is not just historical, although I have more historical romances as well, but also some contemporaries and even fantasy/paranormal, then I have a full list on the blog for you that is going to fill all of those needs. So I will leave a link in the description box down below so you can head to the blog and check those out. I personally think that this is one of those tropes that historical romance does really, really well. I think it's just pure perfection, and I can't wait for you guys to read the 5 books that I have for you guys today. All right, so let's just get into it. So the first one is Marry Me at Midnight by Felicia Grossman, which is book 1 in the Once Upon the East End series. This Cinderella retelling is flipping the script because this time it's the hero who's the one trapped in an impossible situation. So forget all about that helpless heroine waiting for a prince. Isabel Lyra is handling business herself. Ever since her father died, his business partners have been trying to push her out of the company that he built, and Isabel, she knows exactly what she needs to do. She has to marry someone that's powerful enough to protect her stake in the business and fast. So she does what any logical businesswoman would do. She throws a series of festivals and invites every eligible Jewish bachelor to find a husband who won't betray her. No big deal. And then there's Aaron, who is a synagogue custodian who has spent his whole life knowing that he would never be part of the world that Isabel lives in. He used to dream of having a family and of belonging, but that's not his reality until Isabel gives him an offer that he can't refuse. Basically, he will help her weed out any suitors who have hidden loyalties, and in return, she will give him the money to start a new life. Just a business deal, no feelings, no complications, but the more time that they spend together weeding out of candidates, the more that Isabel starts wondering if she's looking for the wrong kind of match here, and Aaron starts to realize that he might not be as invisible as he thought. So this book is all about breaking barriers of class, society, and expectations, and proving that love is not about where you belong, but who you belong with. If you love a strong, intelligent heroine, then definitely Marry Me at Midnight is the perfect Cinderella-inspired story for you. The second book is a very popular book, and I think it's kind of timely that you take my suggestion and read it because there will be a Netflix coming soon, and it's An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn. This is book 3 in the Bridgerton series, and it will be the basis of the next season of the Bridgerton Netflix show. So be prepared and pick it up now. I think it's a perfect opportunity and excuse. Now for this one, everyone loves a masquerade ball, right? So what happens when it's not just about the dancing and the champagne, but it's the only night that you'll ever get to feel like yourself? Sophie Beckett was born into the aristocracy, but thanks to her awful stepmother, she's been treated like a servant for years. No grand ball gowns, no glittering parties, just work, work, and more work. But one magical night, the servants help her sneak into Lady Bridgerton's masquerade ball, and suddenly Sophie gets to live. And in that single evening, she finds herself waltzing in the arms of Benedict Bridgerton, the golden boy of the town, and a devastatingly handsome and entirely out of her reach man. But all the magic must end at midnight, right? So Sophie flees before anyone learns who she really is, and Benedict is left obsessed with finding the mystery woman who stole his breath away. The problem is that he soon finds himself drawn to another woman, a housemaid who works for a cruel family, and yet somehow she looks so familiar. What makes this one so special is the slow burn, the class difference, and the moment that Benedict realizes that he doesn't just want the fantasy of his masked beauty, but he wants the real, complicated, and passionate Sophie. But society says that their love is impossible, and he's gonna have to risk everything for her. This book is just pure Cinderella swoon, with the Bridgerton charm turned all the way up. If you love a good forbidden romance, some secret identities, and heroes who are just down bad for their heroine, then you definitely need this one on your shelf. The next one is A Kiss at Midnight by Eloisa James. It's book 1 in her Fairy Tales series. And now for this one, imagine Cinderella, but instead of a sweet, starry-eyed heroine dreaming of love, we've got Kate Daltrey, who is absolutely not here for any fairy tale nonsense. Kate has been running her father's estate ever since her horrible stepmother shoved her aside, while her useless and spoiled stepsister gets to enjoy all of the perks. So now, because her stepsister can't even handle her own engagement, Kate is being forced to pretend to be her at a royal ball. And yes, that's right, she's dressing up as her sister and meeting a prince who's supposed to be marrying someone else. That's where Prince Gabriel comes in. He's rich, he's broody, and he's about to enter a totally loveless but necessary marriage, only for political reasons. He knows exactly what he should be doing, which is wooing his future bride and securing his fortune. But then he meets Kate, and she's this opinionated, sharp, and very much not interested in his princely charm, which of course makes her irresistible to him. Their chemistry is off the charts, their banter is so good, and their situation, well, it's basically an absolute disaster waiting to happen, let me tell you. So Kate knows that she's got no future with a prince. Gabriel knows that he's supposed to follow duty over desire, but then there's that one kiss at midnight, and suddenly everything feels way more complicated. If you love witty, strong heroines, royalty falling for the wrong person, and that delicious will they won't they tension, this one is definitely going to deliver. It's got all the Cinderella vibes, it's got fancy dresses, deception, prince, but a heroine who refuses to be rescued, and a hero who has no idea what to do with himself, really. The next one is The Prince Who Loved Me by Karen Hawkins. This is book 1 in the Oxenberg Princess series, and it's the classic Cinderella story. A prince, a ball, a girl with a dream. But what if Cinderella was this book-loving Scottish woman with zero interest in fairy tales? So that is Bronwyn Murdoch. She's got glasses, a serious love for books, and absolutely no time for charming rakes. So while her ambitious stepmother is trying to marry off her younger, prettier stepsisters, Bronwyn is just trying to survive life at their beck and call. But then Prince Alexei rolls into town, a handsome and flirtatious royal who's got trouble written all over him. Alexei is living the dream. He's rich, rakish, and absolutely not looking for love, but his meddling grandmother has other plans. She's forcing him to settle down, and he needs a plan fast. So he picks the last woman that his grandmother would ever approve of, Bronwyn. And Bronwyn, she sees right through his act. This guy thinks he can charm her? Please. She's read way too many books to fall for a prince's smooth lines. And maybe, just maybe, it would be fun to turn the tables on him. So she plays along, figuring that she'll give him a taste of his own game, but plot twist, the more that Alexei spends time with her, the more he realizes that he actually really likes her. And suddenly it's not a game anymore. And it's just this really fun and flirty book full of Scottish charm with a Cinderella who doesn't really need a prince, but a prince that maybe actually needs her. If you love romances where the hero falls first and hard and you want to see a spoiled royal get totally wrecked, then this is going to be a must read. And the last one here for today is One Night with You by Sophie Jordan. This is book 3 in the Darings series. And you know how in Cinderella there's this whole one magical night and then everything changes kind of trope? Well, this one takes that and makes it scandalous. So here's Lady Jane Guthrie. She's over it. She has spent years being treated like a servant in her own family. She's stuck in the background while everyone else gets to live their lives. But tonight is her night. So she sneaks out to a courtesan's masquerade ball, dressed in a gown that she would never be allowed to wear, and she's ready to feel desired and free and just absolutely reckless. And that's when she sees Seth Rutledge. Once upon a time, Jane was in love with Seth. But Seth, he was in love with her beautiful, title-hungry sister instead. Now, years later, he's back, bitter from the war. He's convinced that love is a lie, and he's totally unaware that the masked woman that's tempting him is the girl that he once ignored. Now, Jane, on the other hand, she's not about to tell him, of course. So what was supposed to be just one night of passion turns into something way more complicated between them. Seth can't stop thinking about the mystery woman who lit him on fire. And Jane, well, she knows that the second he figures out who she really is, it's over. This book is sexy, emotional, and full of longing. It's got the perfect mix of Cinderella fantasy and the childhood crush trope. So if you love masquerade balls, hidden identities, and heroes who are utterly ruined by one night with the right woman, this one is the one for you. So what did you think? Those are the 5 books that I think you should add to your TBR if you want a little bit of a Cinderella vibe, which I think is perfect for the spring. And again, if you're doing Romanceopoly, these are also perfect for Crystal Lake. If you want even more Cinderella-inspired romances, I've got a full list on the blog, so be sure to check the description box for that. But also let me know what is your favorite Cinderella retelling, whether it's a historical or any other genre. I would love to get your recommendations. I'm always looking for more fairy tale retellings. If you want even more recommendations, don't forget to visit the blog at underthecoversbookblog.com. And if you're tuning in from YouTube, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any videos that we post. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our free Substack so you get all of the latest content that we post across all of our platforms. But that's all I have for you guys today. I can't wait to see your recommendations, and I hope that you pick up a wonderful book to read this week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!